everyone! You wanted more Bumbles McFumbles, and I have two fumbling fools with me, so yeah, we're gonna give you more.
Fumbles you.
That's just the amount of times I drop a Warhammer thing while I'm working on it. Do you know what pain that causes?
Mostly mine. Wait, no, that's when you accidentally slice something expensive.
On a funny note, I got followed by someone named Gundam Bailey, which is, I think is a little funny, but on that note, yeah, I did have an idea for...
cheat code that puts the RX-78 in a leotard. Gundam Bailey.
That is weird idea, but I did have also another idea of a VTuber group, but you already knew about it. Anyway, besides that, I'm not that big into fighting games. Like I said before, I am more into the Soul Calibur. I played a little bit of Tekken when I was younger. The only one
you're into Peak.
And the only one I really got into was Mortal Kombat 9, which, albeit the designs don't look like real people, but it honestly makes it better for me and makes me less queasy, so I can play those ones. I kind of...
Oh yeah, no, 9 got bloody as hell.
Like, here's the thing. I hate that they keep making them look more and more like real people, because it makes me more queasy.
That's fair. That's fair. I initially had issues with it, and I powered past it, but just going through 10.
Like, most of the ladies...
I guess I'm just desensitized.
Like, here's the thing. It's even infecting the devs, Kai, where they quite literally are like, yeah, I came home after modeling all that, and I just looked at my dog, and it looked like a piece of meat to me.
I mean, that's not just true. That's not because they're just looking at the gameplay.
Yeah, they're the one modeling it.
References.
Yeah. Still, but yeah, that's one thing I have against it. Like 9, even the guys and girls don't look that much like human. I mean, look at the things they're wearing. I can't.
It's not just how I put it.
They look less human to me.
10 is so gruesome because we moved on to next-gen hardware. 9 is... It's a little better than Armageddon in terms of looks.
I can deal with the fatalities and that was my right. Anyway, one more wonders into fighting games. I am one move wonders in fighting games.
Anybody worth their salt when it comes to fighting games will tell you that the best characters are the ones who...
What? Oh my god, an ad during that? What the fuck?
The best characters are the ones that give you ads.
No, they aren't. I don't know why my ad blocker isn't working, everyone, but yeah. Fuck this thing. But you guys get to skip this part, so
I have not given
any
money to Humble Bundle since they started promoting AI.
Yeah.
Some of the best characters are
I have gotten into Guilty Gear Strive a bit.
Every situation. Speedy enough to not be slow.
Yeah.
Strong enough to not be weak. And have tools for everything you could run into.
Pretty much counters.
Those are the marks of a really good character. But sometimes what's better than having an answer
I could never figure out Pokken.
Having
Neither
one
could I.
answer and just going for it.
Yeah, just one answer and go for it.
When picking up a character that you pick them up because they have that one move.
Yeah.
Why did you pick Urian in the third strike? I don't want to do Aegis setups.
Yeah.
Pick Cyrax and MK1? I want to use the net.
Of course.
Yeah.
Make an entire
I picked Triborg because I like robot.
And serve as the backbone for an entire place.
Can I just say one thing? I hate Cyrax and Sector's new designs. They look awful. I don't care what anyone thinks. They look awful. They look cooler as giant robot men. Or they weren't giant, but you get my thing.
Fires net from the boobs.
That is so stupid. Anyway.
Is it any dumber than fires net from the
peck? The guys we're
yes.
talking about today, though, saying they have a kit.
Have the kit.
When a character is
the JoJo fighter,
or even bad, but has a single move that makes them a nightmare to fight against. These are one-move wonders, and they're fascinating to talk about in regards to fighting.
Fucking deception, man.
A single move to make a character viable, that move has to be unbelievably strong.
Let's kill Liu Kang and give us an old man.
Today, I want to look at these
anime fighters.
See why they need to be
carried, melting blood?
And see just how far.
No, that's not melting blood.
No.
Not even close. Oh my god, he's using the evil twins.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Vanquish Souls is right there.
To start is a game where the entire roster has a really nice balance to it.
Oh!
Which makes the weaker characters
Marvel
a lot
vs.
easier to
Capcom.
root out. And when I think balanced, I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's because I have no idea what balance means. There is a very, very small pool of fighting games that encapsulate just what I love about the fighting game community.
Alright.
And if there was a game picked to represent the whole thing, it's a close race between Third Strike, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
All of those are way too technical
Something
for me.
about the presentation,
Understandable.
the music, the moments that have become
I
associated
prefer the
with
chaos.
it, everything about it just gives me a warm feeling of community that means so much to me.
Really?
That said, I mean, objectively, the game is an unbalanced mess. For
Yeah,
those
I bet.
who don't know the makeup of the Marvel 2 metagame, prepare to see a lot of Magneto,
Oh my
Storm,
god.
Cable, and Sentinel. Because these 4 characters are pretty much on every team.
He is Magneto,
Usually
Wolfie.
2 of them, often
Master
3
of
of them.
Magnet.
These
Oh
4
my
are
god.
the god
A
tier
Sentinel.
in Marvel 2. And it's hard for the other characters to shine through past this impenetrable top layer. But if you do, Cyclops can hang with the top tiers. Doctor Doom is no slouch.
Not
Strider
surprising.
is there to remind you
Because
there's
he's
Capcom
Doom!
to it too.
Strider.
These are not uncommon picks to see. One character that you're going to see pretty often in high-level Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but not for very long, is Captain Commando.
Who?
Captain Commando had been a mainstay of
He's
the
a beat-em-up
franchise up
protagonist.
to Marvel 2.
Oh.
Partially because he was supposed to be
Space Cop.
Capcom's mascot.
Really?
Captain
I know him from the Project
Commando.
Crossroads
wow.
series.
Capcom.
Oh,
Oh.
Cap.
You
That.
ever
Get
name
it.
yourself after your boss for brownie points?
Yes.
Captain Commando is a top 15 character in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
mean, if
tell-
I had no dignity left, maybe.
Listen, the only thing I would ever allow if I'm making a game is to make a character after me is to make a joke character.
Got it. You want to be that one guy, Norimoto.
I don't know who that is.
Dan Hibiki.
Oh. Wait,
Dan
isn't
Hibiki rules, and the idea that he's supposed to be bad actually makes him better.
Dan
I know.
Hibiki? Well, isn't Dan Hibiki a joke against King of Fighters?
Yeah, which was just
Yeah.
basically just, hey,
Oh.
you stole our characters? Guess what? We made them worse.
And then Dan was
Which
top
means he
tier
has to
before
be
when 5 came out.
incredible, right? Well,
Oh.
not only is Cap considered a pretty bad character in MVC2, the footage of him in tournament only lasts for about a second when he does show
Wow.
up.
He does have a cool
Despite
design in
that,
here, though.
He's still one of the most used
Yeah.
characters in the game.
Eh.
How's that work? So assessing Captain Commando, as well as
I kind of like the whole thing with the gauntlets and the wires coming off him, is what I mean.
Characters in
It shows like he has, like, prototype weapons
Marvel
gear.
2 is really easy. Since you don't have to ask
see
what he
that?
does well, you have to ask what he does well against the god tiers.
Alright.
And in his case, it's not a lot. Captain Commando's combo game is weak. Marvel 2 is all about getting into the air, and that's something Commando struggles with.
Ah,
He
damn.
just doesn't have the combo extension to put a launcher into his combos naturally. He's
Damn.
stuck throwing them out raw, or maybe linking into one after a single hit. This is made worse by his terrible air mobility. Captain
Oof.
Commando doesn't have an air dash.
Oh.
He doesn't have a double
Oh,
jump.
wow.
He just goes up and
Oh,
then comes
God.
down. If Magneto is up there too,
So I've never
he's
played
also
this game.
coming down a corpse. His playstyle is also
Coming down
kinda
as a corpse.
gimmicky. The best parallel I can
He has a
draw
whole
is to
squad with
Captain
him.
Ginyu in Fighter.
I played with
Yeah.
it.
Quarter circle forward plus light kick, heavy kick,
Oh,
or light kick and heavy
But yeah, no, he's
punch,
mostly calling
pulling in the other
assists.
playable characters from Captain Commando's
I mean,
game.
there are worse things to do.
It's not quite as strong as Ginyu's.
Yeah, that's
version
what I was
it,
thinking of.
Because you can't spam out assists the way that he can spam out Ginyu Force members, but it can still be kind of tricky to deal with.
The
His
Ginyu
other specials,
Force.
though,
Raccoon
really
is
worthwhile.
here.
Captain Fire and Captain
Right.
Kick aren't great. His
Captain
supers
Fire.
can be decent, but not enough to make the character worth playing. Okay, so he stinks. Sounds about right for a character nicknamed Captain Suckass.
Oh, pfft.
Can't accuse Marvel 2 players of being too clever.
no.
How is it that Commando keeps finding his way onto high-level Marvel 2 teams?
What's his one move?
I mean, it's for tax purposes, right? He's a write-off. Kinda, yeah. One of the big system changes in Marvel 2 was the reintroduction of variable assists.
Okay.
Whereas the previous game included a series of dedicated assist characters who got in the way of you picking Colossus, Marvel 2 returned the old method of choosing assist moves for each member of your team.
Alright.
These would usually take the form of one of their special moves. So by selecting Spider-Man as an assist, you could either have him use Web Swing, Web Ball, or Spider Sting. Well, on Commando, one of the assists you can set is his beta assist, Captain Corridor.
Captain
I didn't talk
Corridor.
about Captain Corridor with the rest of his special moves because I thought it might be rude to make Captain Corridor breathe bitch air.
Breathe bitch
Captain
air.
Corridor is Commando's final special move, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Commando slams the ground and creates a pillar of energy that stretches all the way to the top of the screen.
Oh god.
Dealing loads of damage while making
And this is all about
Commando
jumping in
totally
the air.
invincible while performing it. It's legitimately one of the best special moves in the game because it does so much. It cuts off the screen.
You literally get a barrier to keep if you want to play keep away.
It's invincible. So if you catch the opponent out with a lengthy animation that's not invincible itself, you can tear into them from there. It deals great damage, which means you don't have to spend as much time comboing, which gives them less time to fight back. It's incredible. On Commando, it's the move that keeps him from bumming it at the bottom of the tier with Wolverine and Wolverine but Bone in it.
Oh god.
But since it's one of his assist moves,
There's two
now
Wolverines?
every team in the
I
game
guess so.
gets access to it. Just one problem, though. If you take the move, you gotta take Commando with it.
Yep.
And to do that, you basically sacrifice a character slot. For a team of 2 god tiers, though, like Cable and Sentinel, the choice is all too simple. And Commando is invited on the team.
He's invited
That's
on the
what I'm
team.
talking about
He's
when
the
I say
diversity
there's so
hire.
little footage of competitive Commando that goes on for more than a second.
Because he can do one thing.
Pops in for 1 second to use his assist, and then
Easier
he
for
hops
the tax
back
write-off.
out.
Oh god.
Captain Corridor is such an amazing move, it's worth as much as an entire character slot. There are no Captain Commando players. People who pick him don't play Captain Commando.
They use his assist
use
only.
him because he is a tool. A means to
Quit
an end.
literally.
Other characters like Tronbon and Psylocke fill a similar niche of being top tiers for their
I forgot
assists
Tronbon was a playable
and their
character.
assists alone. But
I'm pretty
both
sure
of
she's been
them
play-
might be
she's
able
had more
to do a
playable
little
appearances in
damage
fighting
when
games
they're
than there's been
forced
Mega
to
Man
play.
Legend games.
Probably.
It's tradition if Commando is the last character
like
to just
Morgan.
stop. Put the
Oh.
camera down.
If-
Game so
What do you
Oh.
think? Storm's gonna leave something to bury? This does also lead into an interesting
just put the
trade-off
controller,
for
bro.
What happens when a
Commando
Captain
on team.
Commando gets struck by
Since quarter
lightning?
circle forward plus
The
assist,
same thing that
snap out a
happens to
character
everything
and
else.
force in one of the assists. And you
I
can use
like
this to
okay, I
force the
like
Captain
that movie,
Commando
but god
out.
damn, I want to shake whoever was in charge of the.
What movie are you guys talking about?
It was X-Men First
X-Men.
Class.
No,
Oh.
it was the first X-Man. It's the first
Yeah,
movie.
she says that, except
It's
instead of Captain
Toad.
Commando, she says Toad, and
Yeah.
then she kills Toad.
I thought you know what happens to lightning whenever it strikes a toad.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Yeah.
The worst line ever.
There are worse lines, trust me.
There are worse lines. It's just that one sticks out to me.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
That was taken from a meme in early internet culture.
It was.
Even then, that one's still sort of charming because it's like, yes, you're the fucking Juggernaut. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of...
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
sorry.
And disable
That's
the
fine.
assist by killing him. This is not a niche pick. This is not people trying to make a low-tier character work in a high-tier environment.
He's actually
Captain
useful.
Corridor is such a good move that you're willing to handicap yourself just to get it.
Wow.
There is a history of Captain Commando being used in high-level Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Ever since the early days, it's been understood that he is the best assist character in the game. If you have a competent enough team that can do everything on its own, just throw in Captain Commando. The legacy of this move even transcends Captain Commando himself.
Really?
Since he didn't make it back into Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Damn.
A character who did make it in, though, was Dante. And for his A assist, he has Jam Session.
Oh, I
Full-screen
see.
column that,
That's one of the
while
reasons why
does
he's
have
so
a
good.
hitbox that covers Dante's entire body. And
You know,
super nasty
other
amount
than
of
Dante
hits
being
done
cool,
that leads
but,
to
you
the
know.
one thing
No,
that
no, I
Mario
mean in terms of tier of melee fighter. Being how cool you look doesn't matter in terms of fighters like this. It's how well you play. People will play anything as long as it plays well.
That's true.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
That's why we have people playing King Arthur. No one plays goblins and ghouls.
I play goblins and ghouls.
No one plays goblins and ghouls.
I weep.
No one's saying
or
you.
didn't.
Never said
Combos.
any of us were saying.
Knowing a character as weak as Commando can fight alongside the best of the best really gives you hope. Build a team out of your favorites and take on the world.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan, Roll, and Surfbot. Show 'em what you're made.
Surfbot. Oh, God.
For our next character, we're looking for somebody who
Oh,
can stand on their
wow.
own.
I'm guessing this to Fable.
Time, they'll actually be the one doing most of the fighting. The Muscle Grand Prix 2 discussions will continue until Blu-ray sales improve.
Yo. Okay, I need to... give me 1 second, guys.
This
Fable
is the
also...
third time he's worked this exact game into a video.
Yeah, I don't know how.
He really likes Kuniku, man.
Here's the thing. Fable loves Kuniku Man. Like, unbelievably. Like, if we had a bunch of videos just all about Kuniku Man, Fable would watch them one at a time, completely independent of me, if he somehow knew about them.
The issue is we can never acknowledge Brocken Jr.
Yeah, he doesn't really like them either. Alright. Also, funny enough, I see Bumbles McFumbles on Twitter over there. I'll follow him there to be nice, and yeah.
I don't use Twitter.
Me neither. Not anymore.
Well, a lot of people don't. I use it occasionally. I just see it to look at fun art or hear what the hell my friends are saying.
I only use it when I absolutely have to contact someone.
I'm just telling them this series talks about your favorite series. This video talks about your favorite series, Ultimate Muscle.
Am I using this game as a means to get people to read Kuniku Man and watch Perfect Origin?
I wouldn't be
Or
surprised.
Am I talking about it because I genuinely love the game for its integration of wrestling
It can be
into a
both.
3D game, as well as its approachability for newcomers? Bananas don't have to be yellow or long. It can be two things at once. Ever heard of killing two birds with one stone?
I've never heard
Speaking
the
of
other one
stones,
where we talked about
the
bananas.
mountain. Now, we've talked about before that Muscle Grand Prix 2 is a pretty balanced game. It has its top tiers like Kuniku Man Zebra, Kuniku Man Super Phoenix,
Super
and
Phoenix.
Akuma Shogun. It has its low tiers like Scarface, Planet Man, and the Ninja.
The
and
Ninja.
everybody in between can get stuff done. A class of characters that almost solely inhabit the middle of the tier list are the
Big
big
body.
bodies, with characters like Big the Budo and Kuniku Man Big Body being scattered around the mid to high bottom tiers.
Huh.
So the connection seems to be you're a low tier character if your name has the word big in it. The
Seems
only
like
big
it.
body character who's able to break free and grasp the top tiers is Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Except just as he grabs onto the cliffside, he gets his hand stomped on by the menace of
I too
MGP2,
wish to kill people by turning into the
The
Archdeuce Realm.
Mountain is
Oh my
one
God.
of the 7 original Devil Chojin led by
Oh.
Buffalo Man, who appears in order to defeat the Justice Chojin, with the Mountain taking on Terry Man in a Grand Canyon deathmatch.
Ooh.
As far as movesets go, Mountain is up there with Kuniku Man Big Body, since Aki basically had to cobble together a moveset out of nothing for him.
Really?
Mountain's
Damn.
move pool in the original series was mainly just tanking hits and crushing guys. His supers are falling on you, and super falling on you. There had to be some changes made.
Yeah.
Mountain is not great. We've talked about a lot of the difficulties that big bodies can face in this game.
Yeah, they're
and
a lot
Mountain
slower.
Is no exception. Even having some unique problems
literally a
that
fucking
keep
mountain.
him low,
Yeah.
even for a big body. Unlike a Scarface or Big the Budo, Mountain's range is pathetically small. His nubby little arms and legs making for poor pokes, and leaving his moves always falling short of their targets.
Goddamn.
The damage for those moves is at least incredible, with a 30 damage jab and 30 damage natural combo being better than
Yeah.
some characters' entire damage output, Planet Man. His
Planet
terrible
Man.
range extends to his grabs.
Yeah, Planet Man
with the range being so small that confirming into them off of stray hits that even do good stun is difficult.
Ooh.
Usually requiring a short dash, which gives the opponent a window to tech the throw and counterattack.
God
That's
damn.
something that the speed of the Mountain doesn't really allow for a counter to. Mountain has hefty startup on all of his moves. The quickest one is his running grab at 12 frames. But the majority of his strikes are 25 frames minimum, regularly lasting up into the mid-30s. Oh, but that's nothing compared to the recovery. Pro tip, don't ever use a move that takes the Mountain off of his feet, like his shoulder charge or drop kick.
Alright.
If you do, we're talking an entire 83 frames of recovery.
Oh.
It's minus 55 on block. Not like you're actually going to need to block it, though, since Mountain's short range means he's just gonna miss.
God damn.
Another thing that Mountain shares with Scarface, aside from incredible damage with no way to properly execute it, is a lack of good supers to help with anything besides dealing damage.
Okay.
Mountain Roller is a pretty good OTG tool, but other than that, you have a slow punch, a pseudo barrier projectile.
I mean,
that's
that's
strong,
okay, but he's still so slow.
And a body splash that's nothing special. Now, despite everything I've told you, and how it sounds like that without his damage, Mountain would be even worse than Scarface or Planet Man, Mountain is still a scourge on MGP2.
What do you
A
mean?
character that has to be respected, feared, and played around if you're ever unlucky enough to encounter him.
Really?
If Mountain is allowed to do as he wishes, there's nobody in the game that can beat him.
What does he do? What can he
To do
do?
that, all he needs to do is grab you a single time.
He spent skilling me.
Really?
The move? Well, it's his final special move, 6-6S. Grounded.
66X.
Now, projectiles
S.
are very rare in MGP2.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I think
and
he's
they're
Battery
overall not
Man.
Great. Either you're Banky
No,
Man
that's a toilet.
with debuffing toilet paper
That's a
Oh,
urinal.
that's a urinal.
I hate everything.
rolls,
Ugh.
Atlantis with
Yeah.
water balls. That
Water
seem
balls.
Fine, until you compare how much damage it does.
Hang on, I'm getting a
versus
call.
how
I
much
need to take
damage
this.
it builds for the opponent, or your Planet Man.
Or your Planet
I
Man.
think I've given enough examples on why you don't want to be that. So what makes Mountain any different?
Okay.
Well, his fireball is unique. First off, it's grounded. Grounded means not only is it a little harder to judge in terms of parry windows,
Oh.
but it can OTG. For those who aren't
Oh.
familiar with the term, it means off the ground.
Yeah.
Basically, a move
Knocks
that
you
can
off the
OTG
ground.
can hit even if the opponent is laid out on the ground, where most moves
Ah, that's what it meant.
a good example of OTGs in Muscle Grand Prix 2 include Phoenix's 8A or Zebra's
Basically, it can
or
still hit you when you're on the
6X.
ground,
But
which is...
ground impact is special.
Yeah.
As along with being grounded, it's a grounded multi-hitting projectile. Ground impact has 8 hits dealing 30 damage each. And while
Oh.
standing, you're only going to be hit with about 2 of those hits, which means 60 damage. And OTG ground impact hits 5 times, meaning 150
Oh, God.
damage. That's
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah.
On par with most of Mountain's other supers, with the trade-off being those suck. Okay, so Mountain has one good special move. How's that so bad? Well, the most dangerous part of the move is that it has the same amount of active frames as it does recovery frames.
Oh, that's not good.
Meaning that while the opponent is stuck in hit stun,
They
Mountain
can't
can
do-
launch out a
yeah.
second ground impact, which can lead to a third ground impact, which can lead to a fourth ground impact.
Yeah.
Which for the numerically inclined cashes out to around 600 damage if everything goes off perfectly for 8 bars of super. That's not
Which is,
counting the strikes
fun.
or throw that
Yeah.
the Mountain
I'm
is
back.
using to get
Welcome
rid
back.
of the
Picking up some
ground,
crutches in case
or
the
his
ankle
other
thing comes
OTG
back.
options, like 2A or
And yeah, no, like,
Ashifuzuchi,
it's not
meaning
infinite.
that off of a single throw,
But
the
it's
Mountain
good
can deal
enough
upwards
that
of
it can cause a
70
lot of
damage.
problems.
With the standard health being around 1,000, that means Mountain only has to deal another 300 to put down a majority of the roster. He's
And he's
also
a
able
big
to
boy.
easily set up for this instant kill off of a 10th
That said, the
grab,
comments on the video also
since
point out
a
one thing about
6A
Mountain.
grab
What?
is about the closest
He's a knowledge check. He has one trick, and you can play around it.
If you know.
if you know.
If you don't...
If you don't know, you're hitting the mat, and he's hitting you.
Yeah.
Thing he's got to a combo, which, would you look at that, deals 240 damage, bringing the threshold of damage needed to about 60. Aki opened their third eye and played 4D chess by making the Mountain's best combo starter the opponent failing to lift him. Do you think we can retroactively give them more money for being that clever?
I mean, it makes sense.
Is infamous in MGP2. Anybody caught by the Mountain just had to hope he either hadn't dealt enough damage to finish them off, or wasn't going to deal enough damage.
Oh, and the other thing,
yeah.
what lets the Mountain get away with something like this? His HP is fucking massive. He can afford to whiff a few times.
Yeah, I got the feeling since he's a big body, he would have quite a bit more health than some of the smaller characters.
Mountain is a character who punished sloppy or unserious play with instant losses.
God damn.
One messed up throw or one stray hit could lead to the loss of an entire round. This left the community in kind of a conundrum when it came to ranking him. He's not good, not even remotely, but he wins.
Yeah.
He wins in a way that no other character does,
Ganondorf
and
tier.
fighting him isn't as easy as it reads on paper.
Yeah.
As a result, Mountain was awkwardly shoved into S tier out of
Awkwardly.
acknowledgement that he was very strong in a very specific situation. In recent times, though, players like Maxev, who, again, was a great help in making this section, have gotten much more comfortable placing Mountain lower on the tier list around B tier. The reason is one that affects a lot of characters like Mountain, who only have this one move. If you know what Mountain is trying to do, just don't let him do it.
Yeah.
Don't grab him without setup so he can't tech it.
Okay, so maybe it was in the
And then he's
video.
helpless.
My memory's foggy.
Mountain's neutral
It's
game
fine,
is
but
wet.
yeah, it just... If it's a one kind of character, you just don't let them get that off, is the whole thing. That's the one thing for one-hit wonders.
The issue is, if he touches you, it's getting off.
Yeah.
Wet ass. He can't do anything against somebody who stopped his one and only plan. Mountain is really similar to a character like Little Mac in Smash Bros.
I love playing
It's a
Little
knowledge
Mac.
check. A majority
plan
of
is
his
punch.
wins come from people
Yeah.
who don't know how to stop the ground.
My whole thing with Little Mac is I do punish quite a bit, where I just zoom back and forth on the mat, quite literally just the center area, and I'm like, alright, come in, come on, wanna join in? Come on.
Throws turnips at you.
You miss, and now I give you an uppercut and send you across the field.
You cannot, for I never entered the ring.
Yes, you did.
And a majority of his losses come from people who do.
Yeah,
The Mountain
no one expects
problem
Little
has
Mac.
mostly been solved
And that's
by the
kind of his
community,
character in a
but
nutshell.
If you ever play sloppy against him, Mountain is going to make you feel it.
Ooh.
And hey, maybe he does a little better in Perfect Origin Arc. Only one way to find out. From a Japanese show I know everything about to one I pretty
Kamen
much
Rider?
know nothing about.
Kamen
It's
Rider.
Kamen Rider.
I know.
That's right.
Well, good
Despite-
thing we have some people who know Kamen Rider quite a bit here.
I don't know much about the relevant one. The first time I ever saw him was the Super Robot Wars Y trailer.
Really?
The original Kamen Rider?
Let's
No.
just say I have a friend who has knowledge in two areas, two very specific areas. That's Kamen Rider and Sonic. That's my friend Raikoi, who is a werewolf VTuber, who also has his own tokusatsu form. Because of course he does.
Henshin.
I think his favorite Kamen Rider is Kamen Rider Black Sun. Or Kamen Rider Black.
Ah, the edgy version of Black.
Or I think it's Black or Black Sun. I have to ask him.
I mean, either way. Based.
Black
Despite all this, I don't
Yeah.
actually know that much about Kamen Rider. I have the basics. At
Yeah.
one point they were bug themed. There's a
They're
Game
still kind of
Kamen
bug
Rider,
themed, honestly, at
Rider
times.
Jump, Rider Kick, Furbus. Am I missing anything? Really though, even if it lands completely out of my field of view, I know Kamen Rider is one of the longest
you for mentioning
lasting and
Furbus,
most
Mr.
influential
McFumbles.
series to come out of Japan.
It's
Going on for
been...
over 50 years.
Yeah,
In that
just like
time,
Super Sentai, it's on to its 50th anniversary. Dear God.
Past their 50th year.
Well, the anniversary series, you know what I mean.
Yeah. We had that. His name was Legend, and he was kind of ass.
Oh my god, now Fable has just entered my DMs singing the Ultimate Muscle theme song.
Yeah.
Oh my god, anyway.
Good.
They've introduced dozens of different riders.
Yeah.
And to stop the schoolyard beatings that would follow arguments of which Kamen Rider was stronger, I checked it's this
54
one.
years
Bandai
old.
I checked
Namco
it's this
released
one.
the Kamen Rider Climax
Exade.
series. These are fighting games.
Oh yeah,
feature
these
many
ones.
different
Oh wait,
riders
I've
from
seen this one because I remember someone doing like AMV of it over the song Girl A with Kamen Rider Kabuto, where they're both playing Kamen Rider Kabuto, and you know Kamen Rider Kabuto's whole theme.
Kabuto.
Super speed.
Why is Beetle fast?
I don't know, but he has super speed mode. So they both enter super speed, and they are just dodging and ducking and weaving over each other's everything. And then they deactivate super speed mode because they have to. It was kind of hilarious. Because it's both
So
going...
half the damn comments are just about how they were drawn here by seeing this guy in the thumbnail.
That's not surprising.
across the series as possible,
I like Kabuto's
and
design.
stuffs them
Yeah,
into
it's a good
any
design.
language
Kabuto.
the console can
I've
Um,
seen the series yet.
Exade?
It's not Exade.
Which one? I don't remember which one on the thumbnail.
You'll see.
Kamen Rider Skull. I looked over. Skull's... I don't know much about Skull. That's only because I've only watched the first 2 episodes of W. I've only watched the first 2 episodes of most Kamen Rider series.
Skull was the guy who died in episode 1.
You know what?
Skull is an interesting design, and he is coming
Good,
back for Super Robot Wars Y. So if you're a Kamen Rider fan, maybe check out that game.
All the info on Skull comes from a prequel.
So,
Yeah.
I'll wait for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Played
Kamen
one
Rider
entry, but the amount
Ooze.
of characters, on top of different modes, transformations,
I like
and
Ooze.
gimmicks for each character, made my head
I like his
spin.
medals.
Yeah, they have a
The
lot
one
of
game
gimmicks.
that I did play was Kamen Rider Super Climax Heroes, released on the Wii and PSP in 2012. Developed by Aiding. You might not recognize the name, but if you recognize any anime that was popular in the early 2000s,
Oh, they did all these
then
anime
you know
fighters.
Who they are, because they made everything. I mean, they made Bleach games, Zoid games, Inuyasha games,
Really?
Naruto games, Zatch Bell games.
Oh,
as
this
well
one.
as other fighting games like Castlevania Judgment.
Oh, this
Tatsunoko
one?
vs.
In which they
Capcom,
just redesigned
and
every
even
character to look like they
Marvel
escaped from a
vs. Capcom
BDSM
3.
dungeon.
I mean, honestly,
Much as
that
an
wolf design
unsung-
didn't look too bad, but yeah, some of them look like weird BDSM anime characters. I saw someone playing the fighting game.
Developer of fighting games. Mostly down to the fact they can't balance a game to save their lives.
Oh,
Almost every game I mentioned has some sort of top tier who is unbelievably strong.
I just play those for fun, not
Zero
for,
in
you know.
UFC3, Zero in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
And even characters who aren't Zero, like Shinoa in Castlevania Judgment.
The sword
However,
nun.
you'd never hear somebody call their games boring or unfun.
Yeah.
Unbalanced, sure. But fighting games don't always have to be balanced to be enjoyable.
True.
Their games
As long as
are
we're playing
always
with
a sight to
friends.
behold, and Super Climax Heroes is no different.
Oh,
It
they're
is
even
one of the
doing that
most
attack.
absurd fighting games I've ever seen. Every character has a system type
Yeah, there's
that most
Kabuto
other
going
fighting
off on
games are
Black.
built around. And sometimes a
I think
character
that's
can
No, that's
turn
Black
until
RX.
they have different
Oh my
forms.
god.
That's the upgraded version.
This is incredible for
And
representing
there's
Guy,
the
though.
variety
There's
that
Blade.
makes the series as beloved
Also
as
known
it
as
is.
Masked Rider.
And to make up for the complexities
No.
found in each character's gimmick,
Yeah.
they made the actual fighting extremely simple.
Oh.
The most you have to worry about being a Roman cancel. This definitely won't be the last time you see this game from me, because I am still trying to figure out what a Kamen Rider double Luna trigger is, but it's illegal.
It looks illegal.
Looking at
For those who don't know, I have a long-running series of just looking at Kamen Rider transformation henshins for shorts. I didn't start that trend, but I was definitely one of the people that really got it going. I still have a lot of
Only
them.
hand you a magnum buckle.
Oh my god. Magnum Dual Booster. Anyway.
though, is my favorite Kamen Rider.
School.
I know I said I don't know anything about the series, but what's there to know about a detective Kamen Rider who's also a skeleton with a gun, scarf, and fedora?
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Skull. Skull is actually from
Kamen
the
Rider
same
with a
series as
with
Luna
a-
Trigger, Kamen Rider Double.
Yeah.
The Kamen Rider of that series is actually two guys,
Yep.
and one of them has a mentor named Narumi Sokichi, a hard-boiled detective who got the belt and memory core required to become
He
Kamen Rider Skull.
also isn't actually in the series very long.
A gun called
Yeah.
Skull Magnum and a
I
motorcycle
think he's
called
just
the
in,
Skull
in
Boilder.
one.
Hard
I
boiled.
won't say much else for the
Hard
sake of
boiled.
spoilers, but to fast forward a bit, his ultimate attack is sternly telling the opponent that they're f***ed before rider kicking a death ball in the shape of a skull at the opponent while aggressive guitar chords play.
Your chest cavity will
How the hell am I
explode in
supposed to be
5
excited
minutes.
For Kamen
Oh,
Rider
God.
Wizard after seeing this.
Kamen Rider
No, Skull
Wizard
isn't
is
exactly a
interesting.
no-hoper
I actually
like-
do have a friend who loves Kamen Rider Wizard to death, but I think everyone has
I
their
don't
own
like his
favorite.
design.
The whole thing is
I'm
supposed.
geek.
The whole thing with the design is supposed to be different colored gems and different, like, you know, powers. And the reason he does the shabba-dooba-dabba thing is because it's supposed to be him doing magical incantations. Yeah. At least that's what people told me.
like Mountain or Commando. But
Yeah.
there's not a single person who plays this game that wouldn't tell you Skull doesn't live and die by a single move. So every character in the game has a
Climax
unique button
time.
called a rider art. Pressing left trigger
So
will give your
when we were on
rider
stream with
something
Tib
unique
earlier,
to
they
do.
actually
Either
mentioned they couldn't make any puns on the title of this game when they tried to stream it on Twitch because they would instantly be just struck down for daring to mention the notion of a climax.
Oh my god.
Progressing with their gimmick or performing a special move.
Yeah.
For example, Kamen Rider Black RX has the finisher state, a special mode that will buff the next super move you use, on top of pausing the fight so the narrator can describe the attack like in the show. Kamen
Yeah.
Rider the Bee gets a duck and
The
dodge
Bee.
that lets him get to the other side of an
The Bee.
opponent for mix-ups, while Kamen Rider Saga gets a super jump that lets him skip neutral.
Oh yeah, he's the, like,
Three of
paladin
these
knight
are
dude.
shared with other riders, but there are unique ones. One
Get
of
'em.
which belonging to our friend Skull.
Yeah.
For Skull's rider art, he'll dash backwards and fire off a shot. This shot then triggers a 5-second long unskippable cutscene of the opponent crumbling to the ground
And exploding.
taking a fifth of their health along with it. We're starting to get a little extreme with how good these moves are allowed to be.
Yeah.
This rider art is absurdly easy to land in every situation. Up
So Bumble
close,
never actually
the
mentions
things
it, but the
start up
comments
as
certainly did.
What?
It's unblockable.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, goddamn.
oh no.
nothing.
Reaction
You
time
just
will
have
not
to
save
throw it
you.
out
Yeah.
while the opponent is standing, and you'll be set.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fast, they have no way to respond. It's also an incredible tool at threatening wake-ups. Delaying the move until the wake-up animation has already started is a great way to keep the opponent at a distance and on
To the ground with you.
Yeah.
That distance, still great, as at a moment's notice, any
Of
attempt
course,
at
kicking
approaching
Hopper and
Skull
punching
results in
Hopper
you
are two.
losing 20% of your health. If you
Together.
think dodging it is feasible, it's not, because the move is also extremely easy to combo into.
God
2
damn.
HH, 6 HHH, and the dash attack all combo perfectly into your rider art.
He took out
which
Excel.
guarantees the damage on top of whatever you're getting from the combo.
Skull kills
itself.
the Kamen Rider universe.
Okay, but there's the meter cost.
Then there's
Skull's
I read
using
the
Ryuki.
manga.
of his meter every time he uses the rider art, so he can't afford to
damn it.
spam it. He actually set aside a high-yield mutual fund to afford spamming it.
Oh god.
Characters in Super Climax Hero come in a few different
Oh, hey,
variant
Dragon Knight.
classes that give them different universal
Ryuki.
mechanics.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Skull
people
is
liked
an
him better as
assault-
Dragon Knight.
Really?
I don't care. I will call him Ryuki.
Well, alright then.
Characters have
Yeah, no,
something
Dragon Knight
called
was
an
actually
instant
really well
charge,
received in Japan.
where by pressing the special button after the end
Huh.
of a combo, like 2LHH, they'll get back a fourth of their meter instantly. And that's exactly as much as Skull needs to do another rider art, on top of the super that he gets from doing the combo in the first place. However, landing a
Goddamn.
combo requires landing a move. Why not simplify the process even further? Remember that Roman cancel I mentioned before? Well, it has a really funny interaction with the rider art.
Oh
Pressing the
god.
right trigger right before the left trigger lets you cancel any move into rider art.
Oh
Jab,
no.
rider art. Combo starter, Rider Art.
God.
Straight projectile.
Yeah, you can see right there, it's unblockable.
There's nothing that doesn't just
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
The singular move that defines Kamen Rider's skull. But like I said, he is not a hopeless character without it. He's a zoner, which, at the
Makes
price of
sense.
being reincarnated as a toilet when you die, does mean you're gonna have a really
That's
good
where
time
that
just picking
character
the
came
opponent
from.
off with projectiles. Skull has a variety of light and heavy projectiles that make approaching him tough, including a move almost as good as his Rider Art in Jumping Special.
Goddamn.
Which fires out a load of
Oh,
energy
that
shots
one.
in a straight line, which
Become
again
Toho, bitch.
makes approaching him impossible. But what makes him a one-move wonder is that unlike somebody like Luna Trigger, who is also a god-tier zoner, all of these moves don't support Rider Art, they enable it.
Good
Just
lord.
Like how Mountain will always be fishing for ground impacts, or Commando will only ever use Corridor, you will almost never take an action as Skull without the intention of ending with Rider Art.
Goddamn.
Thanks to his absolutely oppressive zoning potential and high damage output, Skull is among the characters that have been banned from competitive play.
I'm not
Every
surprised.
major tier list
neither.
composed by top players always keeps Skull there. No matter who else gets floated in or out, Skull is definitively too good, and it's all down to his Rider Art. Even
God,
his
I can't
Mizumi
wait to
page
pitch him up
calls
against
him
Char.
the one-button
God.
god tier.
One
This is a
button
power
god
reserved
tier.
for characters who sold movie tickets just by telling people he was in the movie.
Oof.
Our final character yet again pushes the boundaries of what can be
Okay,
called
Neo Geo.
wonder, because when you hear SNK boss,
All
you
hail
don't think
the
carried by
land of
one
New
move.
Geoford.
SNK bosses are a different breed of evil. Any argument about the merits of arcade game design and how it pushes you to perfect a game do not apply to these guys. They are bullies who might as well insert the quarters for you for how frustrating it is to lose to them. Sure, their bosses have super strong moves, and I won't blame anybody for thinking guys like Rugal or Genitz only had Genocide Cutter or Yonokaze, but they're all incredibly strong characters without their killer moves. There's one SNK boss, though, that doesn't quite fit the mold of total dominance, except for one move that's doing all the work for him. It's not Mukai from KOF 2003, it's not pre-patch Otomoraga from KOF
Who the hell?
15, it's not even Orochi from KOF 97.
97.
Most people's pick for the easiest SNK boss. The boss I'm talking about doesn't even come from a game you're likely to be familiar with.
Okay.
Art of Fighting is a fighting game franchise.
Oh, we're going back that far.
Even that's pushing how much people know about it. If you ask people to name an SNK fighting franchise, most of them are going to give you Capcom vs. SNK.
Yeah.
They'll also throw out KOF, Fatal Fury, maybe Samurai Showdown. But as far as fighting game franchises go, Art of Fighting is always left in the dust, which
Makes sense.
I don't think is very fair. Art of Fighting tried a lot of unique stuff that made for a very thoughtful type of game. Having Super Meter be a push and pull mechanic thanks to debuffing taunts being a great example of that sort of thoughtfulness. There are also the aspects that are a lot more easy to appreciate, like the graphics, with the large and detailed character sprites giving a great amount of detail you didn't get from other fighting games. Both of the franchise's best aspects are on display in the third Art of Fighting game, Way of the Warrior, released in 1996.
That was fucking gorgeous.
From a presentation standpoint,
It does look really
may be the
nice.
best
I love this
pixel
kind of
art
sprite
SNK
design.
game they made
Oh yeah,
for
this is
KOF
this is
12.
like
Every
bordering on
sprite
Arc
getting an
System
extra-
Works level of amazing.
I really like pixel fires like this, quite literally. It's why I've never played the game a lot, but it's why I like Night Stalker so much, just how well the characters are designed and look.
You mean Darkstalkers?
Yes. And no, I'm not just looking at Morgan. You sickos. All the characters look really
I'm
cool
looking
to
at
me.
I'd rather you look at Morgan than some of the other female members of the cast. If you're looking at Baby Bonnie Hood, we're gonna have issues.
I don't
Yeah.
even remember that character. Was that the one that was supposed to be Red Riding Hood?
Red Riding Hood with guns?
Yeah, no, easily the most psychotic person on the cast, 100% human.
Huh. She reminds me of a
Lilith was
character
also
from
a bit iffy.
Skullgirls. Now that I think
It was
about it.
probably modeled after her.
It does. Yeah, probably. Also, what is that one girl? Felicia, the cat girl, who's also a nun weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Dose of fluidity thanks to
Like, the only girls I remembered from
she's-
Darkstalkers was Felicia and Morrigan.
Backgrounds
And her
also
sister,
stand
who I
out
can't
as some
remember the
the
name of.
best SNK stages
Lilith.
ever.
Lily.
The Temple stage
Queen
is
of the
up there
Demons.
with the Rain stage from KOF 99. It's that
Uh,
good.
I'm here to rep Lord
Gameplay-wise,
Raptor,
it's
shithead
again really
incarnate.
fun. A common comparison with Art of Fighting 3 is to Virtua Fighter, thanks to its grounded but explosive gameplay.
It's still very good designs here.
To make a mistake,
Yeah, no, look at those
capitalize on a
turnaround
strong
sprites.
combo. Specials have been really de-emphasized, and instead, most of your damage comes from playing smart. Characters like Kasumi, Lenny, and Carmen all showcasing that thoughtful style. And it makes for a game I'm really happy to see getting support from SNK again. $1 million prize pool. Okay, we're getting a little crazy, don't you think?
Oh, goddamn.
What if that brain of yours was just a burden? What if thought
What?
was just something you were using to remember which shoe goes on which foot? What if you'd rather die than learn emotion input? Well, Art of Fighting 3
What
has
the hell is this
answer,
man?
And its name is
Roid Rage?
Weiler is
Weiler?
the game's final boss, the son of a scientist who was working on an elixir to grant limitless strength. But
Looks
after
like a
realizing
villain
that
from
he
Cas-
was working
from
on
Resident
it,
Evil.
Dr. Lawrence
He
left
does.
and took his half of the formula. Weiler's dad became destitute and eventually died penniless, which drove Weiler to kidnap Lawrence's daughter Freya and get back the other half of the formula. After drinking it, he hulks out into his buff form for the final fight of Arcade
He
Mode.
roid out.
Weiler isn't the toughest SNK boss. I know, a lot of good it is to get stabbed by the 20th sharpest knife. Compared to some of the worst cases of SNK boss syndrome, he's perfectly manageable. Also, unlike a lot of SNK bosses, he's selectable as a playable character. And it's
Oh.
here where Weiler gets really dangerous.
Oh.
Now, Weiler has a few unique traits as a boss character that help him out a lot. For instance, he can't be grabbed.
Oh.
He has the fastest recharge time on his special meter, and he's got a flat 8th damage reduction against every move in the game.
Oh.
These are all
Oh, no.
great, but
Yeah.
they come with downsides. Weiler has no low attacks, no
Oh.
kicks, no crouching moves. He's so big that he can't not hit overhead.
He's too buff.
Weiler is also paradoxically
Yeah.
the lightest
This is actually a problem in Gen X. If you become so buff, you actually lose sort of like flexibility. Funny enough.
But yeah, this man can't bend.
Yeah, you can't bend to save his
Yeah,
life.
Him is
Shell
easy
break.
thanks to his huge hitbox and low weight. And most of his moves are pretty weak and slow. But there is one move that makes Weiler ban-worthy in competitive AOF 3. Is it his specials, like Blackout and Red Shoulder? No. Is it his desperation move? No, Weiler doesn't have one.
Okay.
Well, if it's not his specials, and it's not his desperation, and most of his moves aren't very good, what is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's 5A.
5A.
You might recognize that that is just Weiler's normal, unmodified standing jab.
Oh, it's so fast.
Weiler has maybe the strongest jab in fighting
getting
games
beat it-
with
it's
a
like
getting
move
your ass beat
that
by a
actually
hummingbird.
makes him
Yeah.
feel like a boss character.
A very
So,
jacked
how does it
hummingbird.
work? That is the hard part, because describing why the jab is so good is as easy as showing it.
Yeah.
Look at that, pressing the button over and over again and they're already dead. Weiler's jab has a disgusting amount of damage tied to it. Double the game-wide average at about
Look at him.
50 to everybody else's.
How do you get close to something like
The
that?
range of
Yeah.
moves, thanks to Weiler's size,
You just
and
spam
its
crouching low
extremely
kicks?
I
annoying
guess.
property of linking off itself infinitely as
What?
long as the opponent is within range. That means if you get too close to Weiler, you just lose half your health to an unrespondable chain that they're
And you
not
just
going
move closer to
drop
do it
unless they
again.
Forget where the light attack button is.
You're going in the corner.
Also
Yeah.
only
You're
has
getting
a
Weilered.
hitbox, but
Yeah.
no hurt box, which means that trying to counter hit Weiler is extremely difficult, but also means the jab itself is a great counter tool for somebody not spacing properly and getting frustrated about how they can't hit Weiler. Playing Weiler might be the most brain dead that you'll ever feel while playing a fighting game, because the noob instinct to just mash one button over and over again is the game plan. This is why I think he's even more egregious than the previous examples.
Yeah.
Beast Commando requires planning a combo.
Yeah, that's evil.
Corridor.
Yeah.
Mountain and
Imagine
Skull
losing to
need
this.
set up their broken special moves. Weiler's broken move is one of his regular buttons.
Dear
Not
God.
even holding a direction or anything. That said, though, Weiler does share something in common with Mountain.
And that is?
He's extremely dominant if you don't know the secret. See,
Until he's
5A
not.
really is Weiler's only worthwhile tool, thanks to the game-wide drawbacks of special moves. So that means you never have to guess what Weiler's going to do next.
He's going to wall for it and punch
He's
you
going to
repeatedly.
try to bait you out with 5A and go for the string. And it's a strategy so basic that counterplay has been developed.
Of course.
Weiler's Mizumi page lists every character's counter for 5A in the 5A entry.
Really?
Along with listing more general weaknesses like the 24 recovery frames and the move being -11 on hit and -16 on block.
Yeah, you have to be
Blocking
fast on the
5A
block, though.
string leaves Weiler wide open to a punish, and jumping in on a whiffed one is a great way to get past him. If this makes it sound easy to counter Weiler, trust me, he'll still tear you apart at the slightest mistake. With all the counterplay for every character discovered, except for Carmen, you might ask why Weiler is banned from a lot of tournaments. And it's interesting, he's not banned for being too good. Characters like Lenny and Kasumi are better.
Too boring?
Direct Weiler counters.
This was the part I was paying attention to the first time.
He's so goddamn boring and
Yeah.
lame that it's a detriment to the health of the community.
Yeah, see, people want interesting fights. They don't want simple
fights. This is probably why, not fighters, Sparking is probably going to ban Android 19 in a row at some point.
Probably.
Just kind of boring to watch after a while.
Yeah.
If Weiler is allowed in the
They
game,
need to be
the
interesting.
game becomes how do you counter Weiler,
Yeah.
which is not just unfun, but also drags down the player IQ of the whole scene by making the most important matchup so simple. Weiler might as well be cashing checks from Capcom for how much of a deterrent he is. A character so simple, he's banned just to try to make the game more interesting. If that doesn't make it the strongest poke in fighting games, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Like I said before, I'm not that into fighting games, but the amount of I will give props to the amount
in the field of honor, Wolfie.
Oh my God, I will give props to those who do work hard in what they do, who put in the effort. I tried to put in the effort; it didn't work well for me, but I'm glad to see how far people have come with this. Anyway, thank you all so much. And I'll see you all there. Like, comment, subscribe if you want more of these videos.
Fight me an endless duel.
Oh my God.
I challenge you to 0.
Oh my God. Why are you people challenging me to fighting games?
Because I need to win.
I'm just being an asshole.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you all so much, and I'll see you all there. Bye-bye, and take care of yourselves.